Welcome to the Positively Star Wars Senate podcast. This is Obi-Wan Kenobi. May the Force be with you.
Looky, Senator. Decent Jedi arriving.
Let's make this our best show ever!
I will sign no treaty, Senator.
I am the Senate.
This is the way.
Hello, Star Wars fans, and welcome to Positive Star Wars Chat, because this is the Positively Star Wars Senate podcast, coming to you via the power and the force and a little help from our friend Mark Zuckerberg. This episode is number 78 and is recorded on the 19th of October 2025 AD. But before we get going with the show, it's time for a quick word from our sponsors of this episode.
R2? Where are you? R2? R2? Huh? R2, you're on fire! R2-D2, you found a cigarette! Well, I don't think smoking is grown up at all. Because it's very dangerous. Smoking does dreadful things to your lungs and is very bad for your heart. Well, I know I don't have one, but humans do, and I think we should set a good example. Well done, R2. Oh, hello. You know smoking is bad for your health, and it isn't grown up at all. So please, don't smoke. R2, do you really think I don't have a heart?
Thanks to our sponsors who help keep the lights on, food in the cupboard, wheels on the road, voice on the airways, and of course our ever-inflating D+ descriptions. Serious. So, let's introduce you to the rest of the crew here. First of all, my name's Stephen, the only British member of the crew, you'll be pleased to know. But the rest of my crew come from across the vast pond of the Atlantic Ocean, I have to think them, to my west, which is where I'm pointing at the moment, in the United States of America. So we have, in the random messenger order, we have Ricky.
Hello, and I'm coming from the Pacific Ocean, so I'm all the way around.
Oh, yeah, you're on the other side. Yeah, that's right, true, yeah. We've got to go past the Atlantic first.
You have to go the other way, Steve.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you could go the other way. That's true, yep. Okay. We have Ryan.
Hello there.
And we have birthday boy soon, Ron.
Greetings and salutations, fellow senators, Chancellor
Yes,
Big
the
Button.
three R's. I missed the opportunity to say. I was going to say for your intro, Ryan. Just say his name, but I forgot.
Clap. I definitely got that one earlier. That's great.
Yeah. Oh, I do love that. But that's wrestling anyway. We can't talk about that.
Is that
now.
a wrestling thing?
There's wrestling. Yes. Okay, so we're here to talk Star Wars, not wrestling.
I can smell what you're cooking. So.
D+ descriptions.
We do have a WWE episode if anybody wants to listen to that. So go back and listen to that.
Funny enough, they got a WWE bit in Call of Duty I'm playing now. They've got some sort of sub game, but WWE.
Really?
Game. Okay, so what are we going to be talking about? Oh, eventually we'll be going through the Mandalorian and Grogu trainer, which I was going to call Mango and trainer for a minute then. But first of all, we're going to go around the table to see what everybody's been up to in Star Wars land since we last did around the table, which was at least 30 days ago. I can't remember now. I've slept since then. So we will start with Ricky.
Hello. I was trying to think of a good, like they do those combination names of couples, like, Jennifer Aniston and Ben Affleck. What was that one? Bennifer? Like, what would be Mandalorian and Grogu's? And I couldn't think of anything that was appropriate to say.
Or when you have, when you have a bromance or a romance, you combine the names together. Mangru.
You ship them.
It would be Mangru. Something that doesn't sound.
Gruganorium.
Yeah,
It'd be Mangru. Mangru would be.
Which is like, why do they call him Mando if it's Mandalorian? Like,
I feel like we've had this conversation.
yeah, we probably did. Oh well. But anyways, yeah. So I've been trying to complete Outlaws. It's been maybe like a week and a half since I played it, but yeah, I've been doing pretty good on that. Like the past like couple times we've been on set here. But yeah, I'm pretty much.
I was still in school when you start that game.
Yeah, it was. It's been a while, but I feel like I am KVS. So yeah, but it's pretty. I'm on Najimi, who's the planet from was that Rise of Skywalker? Like it's pretty cool. Like walking around, it's like the movie, so it's pretty cool. I haven't found Babu Freak yet though, but yeah, so that's been pretty fun. I did all the DLC stuff, so there's a whole Lando mission and Jabba the Hutt one, but I can't do the what's his name, Hondo one until after I beat the game. So at least I have some more DLC to do after I beat the game. But yeah, that's been pretty fun. I did yesterday pick up, and a couple weeks back I got some the new set from Star Wars Unlimited. I did find a pack at Target, and then there was like one pack of that, and then another pack of, I believe it was the one that was before that, Jump to Lightspeed. So I got packs of those. But yesterday I had saw a thing this week of the new intro Hoth battle. Is that what it's called?
Intro Battle Hoth.
Intro Battle Hoth, which is it's like a starter set, and they make these for Pokemon. So when we first started playing Pokemon, it was like we had to find they had these little like starter boxes that came with 2 decks and instructions and stuff like that. So that kind of helped me and my daughter learn how to play Pokemon. And they didn't really have that when Star Wars Unlimited came out. Something that tells you go step by step, like take this card out, and then next your opponent's going to do this, and each of you have cards. And so yeah, by the time we actually got pretty good with Pokemon and knew how to play without looking at instructions, then they came out with these. Well, actually, it was a couple of years after it. They came out with these boxes that it comes with the hard board, and then you get 2 pre-built decks, and then it tells you instructions. So they did the same thing for Unlimited. So that's pretty cool. So I actually might pick one up for my nephew that wants to learn how to play. So you get 2 pre-built decks. One's the Leia deck and the other's the Darth Vader deck. It's all Hoth theme, which is pretty awesome. I was going through the cards and the decks. I'm like, that's pretty neat that they're able to put together everything from that battle. And Ryan, I know you picked it up too.
Yeah.
Were these all cards from other existing sets? There's nothing exclusive to this one, right?
I think the entire set is exclusive.
Is it really? So are there different cards in there?
Well, I was under the impression there were like 1 or 2 cards in each deck that were specials or exclusive.
Yeah, well, the back of the box only shows 4, but every card says specialty, which I thought was weird.
Yeah, well, that's how the Pokemon ones do. When they're the trainer sets like that, they have a separate little icon on the bottom that shows that it was from the trainer set, and they're usually numbered. These ones, I don't know if these ones are numbered. I couldn't. The font's so little on these cards.
So it's hard to tell what's exclusive and special. I'm like looking through some of the cards, and like a lot of the designs and the names don't stick out.
Are the pictures different?
I mean, some of the pictures, like I know Bright Hope is a bigger card. That was from the first set, so that's in there. C-3PO, like Luke Skywalker, that's a new Luke Skywalker.
Leia looked different too. I don't remember her being in Hoth.
Yeah, the leaders are definitely brand new. They're definitely different types of leaders. Like Hoth Trooper doesn't seem familiar. Like this Han Solo, that's a new Han Solo. This Chewbacca.
Isn't the base for Darth Vader? Isn't it a AT-AT, right?
What's that?
The leader base for Vader, isn't it different?
It is, it's Echo Base and Forward Command Post.
Yeah.
Echo Caverns, which looks really cool.
Yeah, so that's some different ones. Yeah, I just bought it because I thought it was cool, and it comes with that hard board, and it's like a placement. If you don't have any playmats, you can use that.
Yeah, I did enjoy the big board, honestly. So
yeah. So we have yet to play on it yet.
Card positions.
I've yet to play on it yet, but I'll try it. I wonder if anyone's gonna break out with those weekly play. And use the board.
I've thought about it. I was like, maybe I should bring this big board, but then everyone might be like, what are you doing? So
I mean, it might be cool to take if somebody hasn't bought it and you can just show them what the board looks like,
Yeah, I need people that want to play it first. I'm trying.
So yeah, that I did that. So that's I gotta implement those new cards on my deck still, but yeah, that's been pretty fun. And then what else have I done? Yeah, besides playing that, and then I've just been rewatching some of the movies. So I went through the prequels, and I went through the sequels a while back. But yeah, it's been pretty good. I haven't picked up any other figures. I haven't really went to the store to look for anything, but yeah, just it's nice having those unlimited cards. Like when I randomly walk through a Target and like, oh, they have the pack, and then I'll just grab it, and they're the same price, so they're $4.99. So it's
yeah, that's good. My Target is most weird. It's for $5.99, but it reads up $4.99. So I definitely picked up a few here and there.
Oh, and then Ryan, when I picked up that Hoth Battle thing, I walked up to the guy, and because they had him at the counter, I'm like, oh, I'll take that one, and he's like, okay, I think these are like $18.99. I'm like, no, online it said $15. And he's like, oh yeah, it's $14.99. So I don't know if he was trying to pull one over on me or if he just didn't know.
Yeah, it's weird. Like mine definitely rang up for 20, so yours must have had a sale going on for something brand new. I don't know.
Yeah. So, and I never been in that shop. The shop was pretty cool, but I did walk to the back of the where they had the play area for the D&D, and they need a couple more fans and some air freshener in there. So, other than that, it was like it hits you in the face when you walk from one room to the other. I'm like,
it does. It sucks.
Like, why is it like that? Why are comic shops so hot? I don't know. I don't know. They need a mom to go in there and tell everybody what to do, or me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been pretty much it. I've probably done a couple other things. I did start watching that Rebuild the Galaxy 2, but I think I've only watched like one episode, so I had forgotten.
I was going to ask if everybody started to watch it. I keep forgetting about it.
Yeah,
really, I watched the thing right away.
Yeah, no, I watched like the beginning of it.
That's what I should have done, because that's what happens. We don't do things right away. I forget.
Yeah. Still can't find the audiobook for Into the Light, so I might just, I don't know, kind of done with High Republic at this point.
Yeah, I finished it, so it's like, I'm not going to go back and try to find other ones.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's pretty much been it. Been trying to figure out if I'm going to be a Jedi for Halloween, or Vader. Can't decide. Or Batman. I don't know.
I left my mic on then, so you might hear me tapping. Okay. All right. Okay. Next up, Ryan.
So, as like Ricky, I also bought Intro to Hoth. I didn't realize it was out already. Like I knew it was coming, so he told me it was, and then I just kind of walked across it randomly at GameStop and decided to pick it up. And the art on the box is really nice. So I don't think any of the cards are super strong. I haven't really seen a video reviewing what's kind of I guess you can call it meta or not, but it looks really cool. And honestly, like even my wife was saying, well, if it's a beginner, maybe you could teach me how to play. So, but I don't know if she was bribing me into buying her coffee or something, but I was like, okay, I can be bought. So to try to play that. So that sounds fun. So I did buy that. I had to go through it. I already went through it all. Just remember, Ricky, don't shuffle it. So I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, that's how the Pokemon was too. But yeah, there's a deck list anyways. So
yeah, for the specific order. So.
I thought it was odd that for the Pokemon sets that are like that, they give you like a sheet that tells you, okay, you're gonna pull this card, and then the next person's gonna pull this one. So then you put this one down, and it all goes in order because the cards are numbered. This one it's a video. So you watch the video, and they kind of start you off and saying like, okay, this is the card you're gonna have, and you're gonna put this down and right here. So you have to watch the video while you do it. So, and I looked. It's
definitely a super beginner type thing.
Yeah, which is cool though. So wish I would have had that like last year. But
it's a huge box that really only contains 2 packs of cards and a piece of cardboard board. But I'm not really complaining. I was like, okay, and like I will admit, like I said, that art is fantastic on that box. Yeah. So it was very detailed. So bravo to that. And then I also bought, as far as Star Wars, some leader proxies. There's been some leaders that I've been watching, type of thing, because I don't want to get the showcase cards because they're a couple $100. So it's like, hey, I'm not doing that. And honestly, I don't even like some of the showcase cards. So sometimes I look up proxies. So I'll drop it in this chat, not the main chat. But I had to get an Avar Chris. And this person that I'm using has 2 side cards, so the images are different on each side, which I do enjoy that creativity. But I had to get an Avar Chris because my hope is down the road there'll be an Elzar Man or a Markion Row leader, and I'll buy it from hopefully the same creator. And I just love that High Republic. So I had to get an Avar Chris card that looked great. She has a lightsaber in front of her. She has like her gem jewel on her forehead. So if I can put an Elzar Man next to her, or more likely a Markion Row, which I would love, as long as it's not like AI change the thing around, just give me the real character. But yeah, so I wanted some little art cards to kind of go next to my real showcases. And then I bought a Kylo Ren one. So obviously I'm a huge Kylo Ren fan. The new leader from the previous set is actually fantastic. He's probably moved into the top 10 of strongest leaders for the entire set of Star Wars Unlimited. So, and his showcase I do enjoy more because it's without his helmet and it's more of like, it looks like the original card, which I love the design without his helmet. But since the card's so strong, that showcase is still over $200. So I just got a proxy for it. And my proxies are always alternate art because I don't want people to think that I have the proxy or that I have the showcase and it's really a fake card, a proxy created one. So I never buy proxy like super expensive showcase cards. So if I buy an alternate leader, I like the alternate art. So I even tried making some of my own, but the problem is I don't have a printer. So I'd have to run up to Staples and print some. But yeah, I definitely made some of my own that I just stuck on type of thing. And it's tough because I make it in Word pretty much and then kind of create the image from there. So I'm no artist guy. I just stuck an image in there and try to size it to the size of a card and print it on a piece of paper and then just tape it to a regular card. But I did get a couple proxies that I really enjoy. So I got that. And I did watch the whole Lego Star Wars. I don't remember really much about it, if anything, but I did watch all of that when it came out like a month ago. Again, I just think it's a fun show. It's just something that I did on a Saturday morning. I just sat down, kicked back, watched it, kind of played on my phone. I liked all the crossovers with characters. I don't remember much of them, of course, but because it's been a month ago and my memory doesn't work like that. But that is fun. And just getting hyped for more Star Wars. There's not a lot around the corner. I think Visions is the next one. So I don't have the exact date in front of me, but I think Visions should be the next kind of big one coming for us. And that's kind of it for my Star Warsing. Just kind of playing more Star Wars. Oh, I went out and played another tournament. Just a small one, like a local one, and I brought a Grand Inquisitor leader. And that thing slaps. Like, for people who don't know how Grand Inquisitor 1 works, it surprised all my opponents, and I absolutely crushed them. So it's like, I need to bring weaker decks because, they don't play meta. And Grand Inquisitor isn't meta. He's not top at all. But he surprises a lot of people because no one really uses him. And I love cards you don't have to think about. It's just run and slap, and I loved it. So, but yeah, it's just still Star Wars Unlimited is about the main thing that's going on because it has regular releases. And I'm hoping we get some more series and stuff coming at us. So that's it for me in my Star Wars. No books, no nothing.
Right on. And last but not least, Ron.
Yeah, hey everyone. My bit of Star Wars. It is definitely a slow time, summertime. Not much from the visual side of things. I can't think of the last thing I've spied in on or watched in any way, shape, or form from a sense of Star Wars, or rewatched anything, honestly. So just been out and about picking things up as I see them. The most recent acquisitions, they've done this in the past. The Black Series, the 6-inch figures, they do a holiday themed ones. They would do them at Christmas time, but here and there, I think they did it last year too. But this year they did a Halloween one, and I just happened to be going through store and saw an end cap, a promotional sort of thing, not just on the normal shelf, but out there trying to get your attention for all kinds of different figures. It was in a Walmart, so it was Marvel and Princess figures, and then the Star Wars figures were on the end cap. So I did pick up the R2 or the astromech droid and the Night Trooper Halloween one. So those things are out there.
I saw those. Those looked pretty neat. I like the themed ones, like the Christmas ones. I liked. So for them to release Halloween now, I think was pretty neat.
Yeah, I think it's the collectors might really, really like them unique and something different or whatever. And at first, I wasn't super keen on them, but now, as they've continued it, I guess if they're going to do this every year and create a Halloween themed ones or whatever, you get a number of them. Yeah, it could act or help to work with a nice display or something. So anyway, I picked those up for myself. Just to have them in the collection. I think those are kind of cool. And then the Micro Galaxy Squadron, which is the small, I don't know what scale it is, but it was a series of small ships, very detailed, crazy small little figures that go, and they're not even figures, they're just little standing like statuette things that are not even a quarter of an inch, a half inch. They're very, very small and easily lost. But that line has a number of cool ships in it. The detail, some of those ships have lights and sounds and everything. That I found that line to be quite intriguing with what's in there. And the most recent Amazon Day or Target deal days or Amazon, I think it was Amazon days. Anyway, one of the deals, somebody had a sweet deal on the Ghost with the Y-wings. I threw that in the chat as well. That there's some neat packaging deals they're doing with those, that I found that an intriguing little item. So I picked that up. Outside of that, I did have a work colleague in that same line. They do chase variant things where they'll do like 1 of 5,000 or there's a sticker on on it that says 1 of 5,000 or 1 of 15,000, whatever. And I have a work colleague that knows of that and literally has a horseshoe up. He's very, very lucky because he's constantly finding them, sending me pictures of them on the pegs with this sticker that says 1 of 5,000 or 1 of 15,000, or I'm like, yes, yeah, I'll take it, pick that up for me, kind of thing, whatever. He's had more success finding them and picking them up for me than I have seeing them out in the wild. So I've not my bit of Star Wars, but I've added it to my something I've added to my collection because someone helped me out and picked it up. So it's nice to have friends that are aware of your crazy Star Wars fandom, that they see that kind of thing and pick it up for you.
Yeah, that's great.
Outside of that, some preparations. I did just recently come across a Walmart that was clearancing out and blowing out some things, and they still had Cal Naka, the Wookiee from Acolyte, the Black Series so I picked up what was hanging on the clearance pegs for upcoming Halloween, right? So trick or treat's coming up, and I always have my fun. I really don't need to pick anything else up because my Halloween stash, if you will, is already quite well stocked from other clearance blowouts and purchases and other Halloweens where I'd get a bunch of stuff. And I probably didn't need to add them, but I'm a sucker for that sort of thing. That when my kids show up at the house in something Star Wars costume, I'll hook them up with a big giant extra handful of candy and then throw them a Star Wars trinket or two that I've picked up from the clearance shelves over the year. And I suspect, like I say, my Star Wars stash was already pretty well stocked, didn't need it. And I suspect, looking at the stores and the costume aisle, there's not a lot of Star Wars costumes in the aisles. It's a slow period for Star Wars right now. So I'm not suspecting I'll see much in the way of Star Wars costumes this coming trick or treat. But if anyone does show up with it, I will be hooking them up, as I have done for years upon years, just to show my appreciation for what they've done. I am always interested and curious to see if I have that kid that kind of remembers it from the years past and knows that and says something to me, or comes back in a Star Wars costume just to get hooked up to see if it's still a thing for me. But it's very much still a thing. I enjoy doing it, enjoy spreading my Star Wars fandom that way, and sharing it with the littles that come by on trick or treat night. No, I'm just gonna say I think I haven't done much in the way of Star Warsing. I need to find something to watch. I'll got to rewatch something.
No, I was gonna tell you, if you want to try to get rid of more of your stuff, you can like have a trivia question on top of and they get a bonus prize.
I'm sure you have so many totes you can just dump it all off.
To that point where there was one or two, and I might do it this year just because I don't think I'd have so many, where I saw in the store, like a dollar store, something, a small little gift bag or a recyclable, when you get your groceries type of bag that was Star Wars themed. And I put a number of smaller things in the bag to give to the kids to try to help pare down my Halloween clearance item, blowing it out or whatever. Those kids were wicked excited because there was a number of things in there. And I used it that way because it made it easy for them to carry. Like I do feel a little bad, guilty, here I'm like, here kid, they're already in a costume and a mask, it's hard to walk around, their bags, they're things full of candy, whatever, and then I'm trying to shove stuff under their arm to carry for the rest of the trick-or-treat night. But
they need a bigger bag then.
Yeah, well, you're not expecting to get, big giant box Black Series things or whatever, but yeah, so I might do that again this year if I find the time to sort of create a treat bag for the Star Wars guys that show up this Halloween. But I will try to keep record. I'm usually bad at it because I'm just caught up in the moment and enjoying the evening, whatever. But should try to keep a score or otherwise make notes of how many Star Wars characters and who all shows up. So that'll be for next Senate session. I'll have a trick or treat report.
Excellent.
Oh yes, definitely.
Looking forward to the annual report.
It's always fun. Yep, I love it.
Yeah, especially when you've got miserable people like ourselves here, and we just turn off all the lights and shut the door and pray that nobody comes.
Oh, blasphemy! One night a year.
One night's enough.
And it's on a Friday this
one
year.
night too much, really.
Even more fun.
Right. Okay. I believe we have some news.
We do.
Some news, which Ryan's going to mention the greatest new released comic that we've all been waiting for of all time for a long time now, which is coming in this dump.
No, I got rid of that one. I'm not going to read that.
What?
What? I saw that and thought it was the same as well.
All right. So they had New York Comic Con, and surprisingly, Star Wars released some more books and comic news and stuff like that. So I got a couple little notes here, along with some other things towards the end of the month. They announced a new book coming out next year, I believe around July, called Legacy, an adult book. It is with Leia and Rey between episodes 7 and 8. So obviously with the tragedy of losing Carrie Fisher, let's see, they really had to limit the way they did Rise of Skywalker with her parts. And what I do enjoy is that finally there's a gap between two of the sequel trilogy movies. So they're able to add all sorts of substance to Leia's character that was just literally impossible during Rise of Skywalker. So, like the Legacy of Vader stuff, and now this, where we get to see Leia and Rey rebuild this, I should say Leia and Rey rebuild the damaged lightsaber, or go through the old Jedi books. So anything in between about their training is nice. So I'm happy to go through all that stuff, see what happened pretty much between episodes 7 and 8. So pretty much their escape, reading the novels, establishing their base. Not sure what villain they're going to fight or anything, or if it's going to be about purging one's darkness. I don't know, but I'm excited for that book. Any additional stuff, especially for Carrie Fisher, I'm happy to see her character Leia get expanded on. So that comes out in July, next July. Another book, the young adult book, Eyes Like Stars. It comes out summer of also 2026. It's a year and a half before episode 7. So, and it's all new characters, and it looks like appearance by the First Order. So I know First Order was mentioned in Leia had another book where she was pretty much running to be Chancellor, and because of a smear campaign, she might have stepped down from what she was doing, and it was revealed that the smear campaign was backed by the First Order. So they were trying to, they used more of a shadow war than it was a straight up, kind of like Palpatine, I guess. He did Shadow War too. So, and now we might get a little bit more sneak into the First Order. Again, this is a year and a half. It's all new characters. So it might tie into something. And it's being touted as Star Wars' first romance book, which is a little weird. Just because of like Lost Stars, I consider it a romance book, which is an amazing book by Claudia Gray. So, but this might be more heavily focused that this is a romance, not a story of two people in Star Wars that fall in love type of thing. So obviously Star Wars isn't known for romance, but it's, it obviously does have relationships. So this might be a little bit different compared to normal books. But again, next year, I'll pick it up if it comes to the library type of thing. They did announce a comic. It's not important, so I'll skip it. They announced another comic about the High Republic. We'll talk about that one. So that comes out March 11th. It is 20 years after Phase 2 of the High Republic, which is if I'm not mistaken, 150 years before the main story. So I thought that was an interesting announcement that I heard someone called it Phase More, like as an expansion of the High Republic around the High Republic. But I have characters that I know and love in High Republic. So to do a story 20 years after the death of a Jedi, which it could be, I think one of them is Son, like the one. I don't know what it could be anything. It could be about the path, could be about the secret that Yoda and the other Jedi Master kept hiding, the Nameless. So they're doing and it seems like a comic series. So again, I'll look into that one. That seems all right. They announced a manga. Sukakumo is from the Visions universe, but I don't see that it's based on a Visions episode, including season 3 coming up. So, which is weird, but it's straight up a manga, and I did enjoy the other Star Wars High Republic mangas. My library surprisingly got them, so if my library gets Sukakumo, I might read it. It's about a Jedi Knight searching for a droid planet post Order 66. Those mangas usually are filled with action. I enjoy reading things just for the art, regardless of the story. So I'm excited about that one. And they did announce another comic book. It is a one-shot, so it is not a series. It is a one-shot, and it's just simply called Jar Jar.
Yay!
It is coming out February 11th. Oh yeah, that one. That one's February 11th. And what has me certainly interested is I like the alternate covers where it is co-written by Mr. Ahmed Best. So I think that's great. It's a team up between Jar Jar and Kelleran Beck, which is just fantastic for an actor who played two characters, one obviously more well-known than the other. And I think he deserved a redemption for how he was treated. Again, I never say I'm the biggest Jar Jar Binks fan, but it's at a different age group, and I respect that. But I would never attack Ahmed Best. I've never attacked the actor over anything.
Well, and then, like, as one of the 4 people that watched the Jedi Temple challenge, it's very satisfying to get Kelleran Beck and stuff. So.
I watched one episode.
I watched the whole thing. Love that show. It was good. But good. Go ahead.
which I think is an incredible tie-in to have like a YouTube special or something like that, or just a Disney thing.
Yeah, it was like a online series.
Yeah, like, and they brought him out, and he just did Legends of the Hidden Temple type stuff.
Yeah,
but Star Wars themed. They gave Ahmed Best a new character. They made him someone who's a trainer like Yoda, but for the next age group, where he does younglings. He does, I forget what the term of it, because it's after youngling, before Padawan. I forget if they have another name.
Yeah, because they become Jedi Knights after they win the game. So.
Yeah,
cool
so
it's still on YouTube. Everybody can go watch it. It's still on YouTube.
Yeah, it does look fun. I did only peek in some things after they announced, or that he showed that he appeared in. It was Mandalorian and Grogu, right? Was it that, or did it? Was it a different series? Where did Kelleran Beck make his on-screen
Mando
TV? It was Mando.
Yeah,
okay, I couldn't remember.
Grogu,
Yeah. Okay, so, but yeah, that was amazing. Ahmed Best deserved that love. I always say it's like, okay, whatever they're doing with Jar Jar in the books and stuff, whatever. But to give the actor that struggled so much with his personal life due to the hatred of the fandom menace and just ruining people's lives decade after decade. He
wrote it, right? Didn't he co-write the?
He is co-writing it. Yeah. So yeah, with another writer that writes about. I can't remember his name, but I know the name because he wrote other comics. So, but still, I'd love to see Ahmed Best enjoying life after such a horrible struggle for just trying to make people happy, and to give him a character. I'm more of a Jedi fan than a creature fan like Jar Jar. So, to see him get such a prominent role in what is the Mandalorian and Grogu, and just the history of Grogu, and just training any Jedi post younglings, I would read anything about Kelleran Beck. Anything. It could be about a shoe tying.
Jar Jar for me. I'm a day one. So.
Ride or die. Huh?
Yeah. So more. I'm like Kylo with shooting Luke. I'm like more.
Yeah, and that's fantastic. I would never take away from anybody's enjoyment of that. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Jar Jar, but I enjoy that people are just fans of things. So I'm happy Jar Jar's getting a new bit of love. I'm happy Kelleran Beck is playing another character, and I'm happy he is co-rating a comic book based off two characters that he has. One obviously more popular than the other, but I'm rooting for Kelleran Beck to move up there too because I love me a good Jedi Master. So big news. Happy for Ahmed Best. Happy for the comic. I'm almost sad that it's a one-shot. I'll tell you the truth. The High Republic comic is claimed to be a series. Who knows how much? But for the Jar Jar one-shot, I'll admit I am sad about that. I would love to see a 6-issue series about them doing something weird. So
well, it's
great.
Going to be about him like after Order 66 or the Senate disbanding or something like that. So
should be a movie, wouldn't it? Should be a movie.
Should be a series
or a TV series, limited TV series.
You know what? I might be Jar Jar for Halloween. I do have the mask already.
Oh yeah. So, but yeah, I thought that was pretty big news. So props to the whole team for doing that one. I am happy for that. Other news, I looked while we're looking. Visions season 3 comes out October 29th. So like 11 days away, if you weren't aware. So I am super hyped for it. I haven't been paying attention to it as far as like online news. Just life is so monumentally busy. I kind of lost track of when it actually releasing. So I love to find out that something I am excited for releases in such a short period. Like the Battle of Hoth Star Wars Unlimited game that you found, Ricky. I didn't even know it released, and I walked into the store and found it, and I was excited. So it's a bummer when you get a trailer for something a year out, and you're just like, oh man, I have to live another year to see it.
I had no idea about it. I just saw it on Facebook that it was. I get Asmodee adverts on my Facebook, so I'm like, what is this? I'm like, I kept seeing. I'm like, have you seen this? And then you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And then you bought it.
I really did. So, but
Asmodee needs to kick me in some commission.
Hey, mine was more expensive. I kick you a bunch of cards your way. How's that sound? So,
well, the company needs to.
Oh yeah. So, but yeah, yeah, I'm happy that it's coming up. This is like a day one watch for me as soon as I can after work, before the family gets home, anytime. I will cram this in as fast as possible, especially with the return of Studio Trigger with Ron's favorite episode, The Twins.
I did rewatch some episodes of the first one. So I watched the what's on the samurai guy?
Yeah. That's a good point, Ricky. I might have to go back and do that. Find out which stories are continuations in season 3 and then watch those season 1s. Yeah. So the season 1 episodes. I'll definitely have to do that. So I'll have to look into that. So it's a good idea for a watch assignment, Ricky. So that's good. And the final little bit of news is the pre-release for the next set of Star Wars Unlimited. Again, we talk Star Wars news. We love the card games. It's easy the most continuous Star Wars things being released, so we'll bring it up. I'll bring it up all the time. The next set, Secrets of Power, pre-release starts October 31st. So perfect time. Like, come on. So, but it's that weekend, so I will probably definitely go either November 1st or November 2nd for the pre-release. I must say I'm not the most excited for this set. It's more focused on officials. The two bigs of the set are the two, I guess, faces of the set are Chancellor Palpatine and Senator Amidala. So I don't know. I guess it's just Padme. She's not known as Senator at that point. So it's just Padme Amidala. So it's a lot of like officials. There's a lot of stuff for Andor. I was super hyped for Legends of the Force because I enjoy Star Wars for the wizards aspect of it and the laser swords. So, but this set,
it's going to be
seems
boring.
like it has some good aspects.
Andor, it's going to be boring and slow.
It's long and slow.
Game's going to take 2 hours now.
his leader, because he's got a leader card in there, is probably one of the strongest cards of the set, and coincidentally, kind of funny, probably the fastest card in the deck too. The way you play the deck is extremely fast, and you sacrifice everybody to keep going in shot. No, he protects damaged people, which is neat. But there's definitely some interesting perks about it. I enjoy Star Wars more for the lasers and stuff. So I'm like, but
Are they
you
gonna
know
have
they
a,
have.
are they gonna have a Bix card that's like 0 for HP?
I think honestly, I think there is bigs. I can look it up in a second, but
No, Bix.
just here's the quick leader list. I won't go over anything, but Palpatine, Jabba the Hutt's returning, which I'm excited for. Lama Su, which goes with Nala Se, so Lama Su's in it. Leia Organa's in the set. Again, this isn't all about Andor, so it bounces all over. Another Leia, Satine Kryze, Colonel Yularen, Dryden Voss, Bail Organa, Mon Mothma, Dedra Miro has a set, Governor Price, Cassian Andor, as I mentioned, Luthen Rail, Sly Moore, which is like a lesser known Star Wars characters, but yeah, so Sly Moore, C-3PO is a leader, which I thought was hilarious. And as I mentioned, Padme Amidala, Sabe is a leader, and DJ, the character from Secret Trilogies, is also a leader. So very interesting set. As I mentioned, I'm more into the Force characters, so all these being relatively human, minus a droid, which is kind of funny. It's definitely interesting. I'm excited to try. So Star Wars Unlimited, again, pre-release is coming out the end of October and November 1st, 2nd, and then the official release is a week after that, so November 6th, whatever the math is for that Friday. But I always want to say, support it.
That is the sixth set in Star Wars Unlimited that's been out a year plus now.
Yes, this is the 6th. This would be about the year release date. So yeah.
Isn't Sly Moore's a leader?
Seems to be going well, or going strong, or otherwise continuing. Has a future, as it were.
Yeah, it keep on trucking. So, but yeah, as you mentioned, Ricky, Sly Moore is a leader. It's a pay 1. If there are 4 or more exhausted units in play, create a spy token. So she's a lot about
just remove it from the board because all they do is get up and leave from the opera.
She's a whole. And again, that's what I love. It doesn't have to be all the main characters. Like I forgot the Jump to Lightspeed. The red guy, not the Cardinal, but the one from Resistance. You know the one, Ricky, the one I didn't watch.
What's his name?
The main villain, Von Rad?
Yeah.
Or something.
Von Rad?
But yeah. So, and even the main, and again, I didn't watch it, so who's the main character in Resistance?
Kaz.
Yeah, Kaz.
Kazuto.
Okay. Yeah. So, Kazuto. So yeah, when he was a leader card and Von Reg, people looked into Resistance. They're like, well, I don't know what this is. So I do enjoy when they use kind of off characters. Nick Sabe is interesting, Sly Moore, C-3PO is hilarious. Governor Price is only from the animated stuff. So, and then obviously new stuff like Dedra from Andor, like very interesting jumping around.
I do like playing with my
choices.
With my Kaz and Jar Jar deck.
Oh, jeez. So yeah, Star Wars Unlimited coming up soon. We'll talk about it anytime you guys want. Discussing some of the stuff.
Ryan,
so.
I did see the Palpatine sleeves, and they look pretty like just him sitting there.
Yep, that's him. I do like the steepled fingers though. Like excellent. I do enjoy that. Yeah. So, and that's it for kind of the Star Wars news that I wrote down. I am picky and choosy, so I can neither confirm nor deny that is all the news that exists in the world at this moment in time. Thank you.
Okie dokie. Thank you very much. That's a nice not doing this very quiet period of time. Right. Okay. We've got a certain trainer to feast our eyes and ears on.
Lego.
What? Not that one.
Oh, okay.
Legends.
Yeah.
That was the Legends of the Hidden Temple. Jedi Challenge trailer. Or we're just going to watch an episode.
We should do a watch together on one.
It's a good show. It's cool. See if we know the answers to the questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it Star Wars questions they have?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, I might have watched it only once to peek in, just to say, great tie-in. And you made a character real. So that sounds fun.
What's his name? Darth Maul is the voice for the Sith when you go on the Sith side. So.
Oh, really?
What's his
okay.
name?
The guy who bombs all the real one, real body of Maul, or the voice of Maul?
No, Aiden from Being Human. What's his name? I can't. Sam Witwer. He does the voice.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Sam.
they tried to get what's his name, but didn't show up.
Yeah, he's coming back to Steel City Con, and I'm I ain't even gonna attempt to go. In one day, you tell me he's gonna fly out for one day?
I told you, I sent you all that stuff where like he like bailed on another con like last month again. So who knows?
Yeah. What's his name again? My memory is still terrible.
Why can't I remember?
Who's the mall actor? Who's the mall actor?
Ray
Ray
Park.
Yeah.
He's
So just so everyone
Toad from
gets our
X-Men.
yeah. So just so everyone gets our references, we are talking about Ray Park, the actor. He comes to conventions and he blows them off regularly.
Or the convention just says that he's coming and they never have him booked. I think that's another issue.
Yeah. So that's a little off-screen joke and stuff that we sometimes make. So just so people aren't confused, yeah, Ray Park is coming back to Pittsburgh, where I live, and it's just like he didn't show up for 3 days last time. I have my doubts that he's going to show up for one, so I don't know if I'm going to that one or not. Trailer time. What are we watching?
He's not in this movie either.
We're watching Mandalorian. Mandalorian. What are we calling them? What are we calling for? Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. So this is the trailer for the Mandalorian and Grogu, which people complain about the title, but it is what it is, man.
It's Lone Wolf and Cub. It's Smoking.
Don't have to make it fancy.
It's
They don't have to make it fancy in my eyes. I mean, I don't know what else they call it. It's Star Wars. I'm hyped for it. These are two characters I care about. They can call, Leia and Kylo. I don't care what it is. Like, it's Star Wars. I'm watching it. So, and this does come out May 22nd, 2026. As of now, subject to change. So,
within a year, we're going to get another movie in theaters.
Yeah, so we're under a year, so that's good. And I need a yearly release, man. I enjoy Marvel every 4 months. I enjoy that. I enjoy going to the movies. I want to see this stuff. So I hope that they enjoyed their little break, and then all gas, no break, just full on back to Star Wars universe. So trailer time.
Right, we'll watch it, and then we'll come back. I've mentioned, but let's hit the play.
Baby.
The armor.
Forged for IMAX, whatever that means.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
They don't have.
Do you have IMAX? You don't have IMAX?
IMAX. IMAX is just a pipe dream.
Oh, geez, weird. Maybe I don't want to move there. I don't know.
Yeah, never mind.
It's a giant theater.
By the time you move here, we'll have
don't even have
Garage
bebops
in control, so you won't want to move here.
Do you guys have theaters? Right?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, well, no, we still have to. We're not like.
Don't have popcorn though, right?
Oh, geez.
Do they have popcorn? Serious question.
You was eating popcorn.
No, I mean in your theaters over there.
Oh yeah. There is popcorn for sale. Yeah.
It tastes like tea.
It's probably that crappy kettle corn.
I would say a lot more people going with eat sweets rather than popcorn, but yeah.
So is that Jabba the Hutt, or that hut that's the buff hut? Is that the one from the comic books?
Boku the Hutt.
Boku the Hutt.
Boku the Hutt. Yeah, he's like the toughest one. So if that is Boku, I'm just excited for another one. So other than they're all usually fat slob, slugs. So to see one from the comics that was a pretty big joke kind of thing would be great. Which I thought they were all dead, if I'm not mistaken. I thought all other Hutts were killed mostly.
There was two on the what do you call it? Boba Fett show, remember?
Yeah, there was two that came out of nowhere, but I thought Boku and all of them were killed during before episode 4 when it
No,
it was
between
between
the Hutt leaders.
Yeah, and Boku was the leader, so I don't know. It's in the comics and for people.
But wasn't Boku like in the Bounty Hunters series, right? When they were trying to chase after Han Solo? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And then after that, he would. I think they were all killed because they made Vader mad. So he had them like all killed except Jabba. So I maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaken. Obviously, I've said multiple times my memory is crap.
Maybe it's Son of Boku.
From a timeline standpoint, could it be Stinky?
It could be, I guess.
I get, like I said, no confirm or deny that it's Boku, but he is the most well-known buff Hutt.
But there was a rumor before that it was going to surround about Rhoda the Hutt, which is Stinky.
Yeah, it would certainly tie into, or help to tie into things that if that's a grown-up Rhoda, you know what I mean? That, and I think the timeline of things, I'm trying to think of where Clone Wars, Mando's so much after everything, so it very...
It's only 10 years, so you're only talking about 19 years. Even if you go from the beginning of Rebels, that's because that's when it was Rebels, right?
What?
Stinky?
No, that was Clone Wars.
That was all the way to Clone Wars. Okay. Yeah. Oh, the movie. Okay, so you're talking what? That Clone Wars movie came out before Episode 3, and that's a 3-year gap, then a 19-year gap, so there's like 21 years. And then the 5-year normal gap, so that's 26 years, and then 9 years. So you're talking 35 potential years post that episode. He grew a lot in 35 years, so it would fit if he's that big, I guess, full grown in 35 years.
Depends how long Hutts are compared to like Grogu species, because he's like
hundreds 50. Of years. Yeah. Oh yeah, because he's 50. Yeah, you're saying young wise. Yeah. So.
How old was that Hutt in the High Republic book, the nerdy one? They didn't.
I don't think he said really. I don't remember. The one that spoke English.
Yeah, the one that spoke English. Yeah. We're basic.
Yeah, he didn't say. He's just one of the younger ones. So we don't know the aging sequence of the Hutts, whatever their species is called. But
well, I mean, they didn't kill all the Hutt species. They just killed the leaders of those gangs or the cartel.
Yeah, that's I just assumed Boku was one of the leaders.
I'm sure, you take out, heads of like some mafia or whatever, you're still going to have like their families, So.
Yeah, okay, that's true. But still, regardless, a buff Hutt, that's hilarious. So that's in a fighting pit. Love it. Thank you for bringing that in.
Kind of reminds me of Mortal Kombat to do with the arms. He's all huge. It's gonna be fun. It looks like a fun movie. Like I think everyone's gonna go watch this. It's gonna be.
It just looks visually stunning and fun, and like I mentioned the title earlier, The Mandalorian and Grogu. It's just made it to seem like an adventure. Even the way it's written is like the adventures of Mandalorian, and it's like okay, cool. Like it just seems like a cool buddy cop kind of movie. Hopefully, again, I always say I want it to just build towards whatever this overarching story is for the Thrawn thing. I've always said have all these series lead to a big movie, and then they kind of switched things up and made Mandalorian and Grogu the first one released instead of whatever the Thrawn is one that they're talking about. So
I'm just wondering what the bad guy plot's going to be like. You see the walkers and stuff like that. Obviously, Ahsoka's still around in this, and Luke, and there's a family of Babu Fricks. I don't know if they're like the same Babu Frick, or if does he go to Kijimi and find him? Is this where he came from?
Maybe another character that's hundreds of years old. I don't know, or he just looks old.
They clearly could all sound the same, but it seemed like they made an effort to make it sound like Babu.
Yeah.
And good job, baby. It just I don't know.
It does.
But I could also be easily thrown off that they're all kind of sound.
He's C-3PO's oldest friend, so
yeah. Yeah, no, I'm Ryan. I'm like you. The storyline of who's the bad guy? Good guy, bad guy. What the story's going to be, or what they're trying to solve or resolve. Because this has got to be after the series sort of wrapped, and we saw them just happy at the ranch, kicking back. So yeah, what's drawing them back into the fray, or what's going on? We'll also see an origin story of another, because this is after it all. So this is another. Oh geez, I'm blanking on his ship. He scores another one of those.
Razor Crest.
Another, Razor. So he's got to score. That's.
But he's got the Naboo yellow on.
That's got to be early on. I would hope it's explained to some extent in a fun way that works for us fans that have been along for the ride the whole time and know of the history of a ship and the Razor Crest, and then. Explain it to any new fan that comes to the movie or whatever, that there's something to this. Oh, my favorite ride. I can't believe I get to find it again, or whatever. That I'm kind of intrigued or looking forward to that sort of origin story or retelling.
The N1 really.
Story of the second one.
The N1 really didn't make sense for them because it's just there's nowhere for them to live in there. Like in his Razor Crest, he had the little room for Grogu and all that stuff, and So and he can't keep bounties in if he wants to do bounties.
The N1. Yeah, that N1. Yeah, that really has no room for anything. So if he wants a space battle, I'd like to see it again. I own the Lego set.
There's no refresher on the N1. So.
Yeah, I understand wanting to upgrade it. I do love the ship. Hopefully we get to see it in some battles. But the Razor Crest, and you're kind of living out of your van, man. You need something a little bit bigger.
Yeah, but you know what? If at the end of Mandalorian,
it is a little living out of the van.
Yeah, maybe like since he did kind of retire from bounty hunting, he's like let's restore like a Razor Crest, and him and Grogu are working on it, putting it together. It's their special little thing.
So that'd be cool.
Like I said, it's like Smokey and the Bandit.
Right, it is different. It's got some different colorations or a different line.
Yeah, it looks like the paint for the N1, so it's cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, but again, I think the villain is the big thing because the way the series works, the adventure of the week, story works for a series. It doesn't work for a movie. So, and I'm sure Feige and Filoni are well aware of this, but that's what we're used to. Is story of the week things where it's like, oh, this, and we go on a weird adventure, and now we got to go off and find this piece. Let's repair the car. Here's another bar adventure. Like that works for a series. And I've loved all the seasons so far. I don't get the hate for season 3, other than people are just a-holes that want to kill things. But I thought it was fantastic. A super deep look into Mandalore.
Could we?
I would love to see Boba Fett, because it's always been my theory that Boba Fett will lead Mandalore. So I would love to see him return and get in some other big adventures and all sorts of stuff.
They showed a hut, and the huts tie into Boba Fett. So possible.
Yeah.
He could go planet hop and look for something.
He didn't kill the two; he just dismissed them at the end of the series, right?
Yeah,
those two that showed up.
Yeah, they did an appeasement thing, whatever, with them, so they were cool.
Okay. So, and again, I have always said I'd love to see Tamora Morrison back, and I think Boba Fett deserves something better to be the leader of Mandalore, to then just have all sorts of adventures. And please, let's pull the trigger on this before we have another repeat of Carrie Fisher. Rest in peace. But this was to George Lucas also, don't wait for your actors to age out where they don't fit these roles anymore. He's perfect for Boba Fett right now. Pull the trigger, Disney. Let's do these big stories. I still love Mandalore, man. Let's go.
Yeah. I wonder if we're going to see Moff Gideon. Maybe he comes back somehow. He did have a bunch of those clones.
I mean, yeah, when he caught on fire, is he really dead?
Yeah, but was that a clone or was that actually him?
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. We got that. I really got to rewatch that series, man.
The third one.
I think Mandalorian is truly life-changing for Star Wars.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was good.
It is. That series is top. I also loved just this Disney era of visuals is some of the best in all of movie making. And to see the AT-ATs walking on the side of the mountain, I would hate to be I live in a mountain area, and I hate driving through mountains. I can't imagine going through that mountain with something that big, like on your tippy toes. I feel terrible for those drivers. So, just can't you airdrop us wherever we're going? No, walk. And it's like, oh my God, like just more weird decisions of. Well, I guess the Empire's gone, so why do they even have AT-ATs now that I think about it?
That's what I'm saying. Like, there has to be somebody that's still, like, one more Moff that's still out there or something, you know?
Well, I guess there are still the team of generals. Remember that sat around the table talking about Thrawn?
Yeah.
With Moff Gideon. So there is obviously still lots of stuff out there. They're still gathering forces. There's still a big battle and all that. So,
I don't care
if
they fight a cardboard box. It's awesome. Like, it's a Star
It looks
Wars movie.
beautiful. Like the music, I can't remember if Sigourney Weaver was in there before or if this was her first appearance.
It's the first appearance, but I knew she was in it because she was at Star Wars Celebration saying that she was in there. So
okay, maybe that's how I remember her face. I didn't remember if she had a walk on and something else. Hope to see the return of Jack Black. I'm just saying, I enjoyed that episode. so
Grogu jockey. No.
Right. Don jockey, get that crap out of here. So,
it's interesting to see Sigourney Weaver.
Great. Yeah, it was a good, and that's the funny thing. This is a teaser trailer, even though it was like 2 minutes. It really didn't tell us nothing. It really did just tease. It's like, hey, here's some adventures. Here's some flying. Check out these visuals. Here's Sigourney Weaver. Here's Grogu doing some funny baby stuff. Like,
and then we missed Zeb.
Oh, yeah. He had to jump on too.
Yeah, Zeb's jumping around. I don't think we saw it because the thing right now. But, yeah, then he's fighting some robots, and then there's those weird monsters. Like, cool. I'm interested to see how Zeb ties in. Like, that's going to be...
Well, the Sigourney might be where the not that she's the bad guy, but what she's going to task them for doing is what's going to put them in peril or otherwise.
Good point.
Through adventures and through things that they have to navigate their way through in order to get whatever it is she's after. I forget what her role was in all this, but something she was going to make them do something, or she was the leader or something. I was just excited for her to be in the Star Wars universe, and the role they seemed to have for her seemed to be quite fitting for her. So yeah, hopefully it's a very cool character for her, and deserved sort of role in what she's got going, not just some sort of cameo aspect to what she's doing. That there's some meat to the bones for that role.
Could it possibly be that they're like kind of tasked with trying to liberate Mandalore from the last remnants of the Empire? Maybe did they establish where Mandalore was at during the show?
I mean, the planet's still.
Oh yeah, the planet was all destroyed. That's right, because she was sitting there, right, when you went back.
Operation Cinder, wasn't it?
No, Operation Cinder was from Battlefront. It was the
right. That was after the Emperor was killed. He burned. I guess this. Operation Cinder is something, and then A Night of 1,000 Tears is something else. I was confused the two. So, because don't they go on at like the same time, or did they do Night of 1,000 Tears during Rebels? No, because they were still a planet during the Clone Wars.
Yeah, they were still a planet during the Rebels too. Remember the mom?
And that's the thing. You have these huge stories, but no books or anything on it. Like Operation Cinder has the video game, but even then, I feel like it's kind of barely brushed on.
I think there was a book that went along with the game.
Oh, I've read the Battlefronts books too. Okay.
Maybe not.
But like Night of 1,000 Tears, like, come on, people love Mandalorians.
Yeah, no, I don't remember what time at the time. I got to go back and watch all these series again. Just the series and not the show, not the movies, just so I can like get through them and remember the timeline. Yeah. I just discovered that I was doing a chronological timeline of watching everything in order, and I found it again last night. I'm like, I forgot. I kind of abandoned this like before, and like I finished my list and then Andor came out, and that kind of screws up my Rebels timeline. So I have to retool that.
Yeah, they called the Purge of Mandalore between 4 and 5 ABY. So that's like right after Return of the Jedi, then, right, or right before Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, because I think New Hope and Empire is like what, like a year, right?
No, I think it's the longer. I think it's 3 years, and then there's a year between the next two.
Luke didn't learn anything in 3 years?
I thought it was some weird jump like that.
I thought it was like 1 or 2.
What?
I thought it was maybe 1. Like, because he still didn't go pay off Jabba the Hutt, and then he still didn't learn how to be a Jedi. Yeah, because he doesn't meet Yoda until that movie, so I think there might be a bigger gap between. Oh, well, I don't know, man, because then like Empire and Return of the Jedi, I doubt that's a really big gap, because they wouldn't leave Han Solo trapped in carbonite for 2 years.
Yeah, episode 4 was 0 BBY, episode 5 was 3 BBY,
Wow.
and episode 6 was 4 BBY.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I say. There's a huge jump in the first two.
God, Luke sucks.
Yeah, they do nothing. Like that's what I keep saying.
What was it? Is he at Tashi Station the whole time? Like, what was?
Just chill. I mean, they got a whole comic book on him doing a ton of stuff, but
Yeah, I have one. I have one.
no, that was after Empire. Never mind, that was after Empire.
I have a little kid book that it shows him like searching for artifacts or something, and he's wearing that yellow jacket that he wears at the end of A New Hope, and he's meeting other people and stuff. But it's one of the kiddie books. But I guess he was doing that kind of stuff, kind of researching, and I guess I guess if Obi-Wan didn't like appear to him until Empire Strikes Back, then yeah, he probably didn't know what to do, and he was like hoping the rebels showed up.
So yeah, the purge, and I think, like I thought, Operation Cinder was because Palpatine died.
Yeah.
And the Great Purge, aka Night of a Thousand Tears, they say is between 4 and 5 BBY, which would make it after Return of the Jedi, like within the year after that ended.
So why don't they just say after the Battle of Endor?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess there's no real story when you're just bombed out of existence.
I guess. Interesting. Okay, so all that stuff happened after the Empire fell.
Yeah. Yep. All response to the death of him. Contingencies and contingencies.
Well, I know the Operation Cinder did, because he had those weird robots that had his AI in it, I guess, and then he had the contingency plan of the Operation Cinder thing. But yeah, the Night of a Thousand Tears, so that was after Return of the Jedi too?
Yeah.
I thought the Empire blew that up. The Empire was gone already. Well, obviously not, but
Well, it might have been one of his last orders.
It was Gideon that did it, though, wasn't it? Per the show.
Maybe.
So that,
I don't know. Again, it's been
makes
years since I watched it, since they can't make shows years after years.
Yeah, I gotta rewind. Yeah, that's the problem. It's been like 6 years, 7 years since I played Battlefront.
Yeah, it strictly says following the Battle of Endor.
Interesting.
To massacre any Mandalorian warriors, solidifying their control over planet and its Beskar supply.
So wait, so who was in charge of Mandalore during that entire time? Like from Rebels to then? What's her name? I mean, because we saw like Sabine, didn't she liberate kind of Mandalore from?
Yeah, because that was the big mystery, is how Moff got the Darksaber.
And then he ended up getting it from Bo-Katan. Because he
beat her in battle, and that was the whole whatever season 1 or 2.
So was Bo-Katan like in charge of Mandalore the whole time from like after Sabine gave her the Darksaber to like Return of the Jedi? Then I guess it would only be like 3 years, right? 4 years, I guess. Yeah.
4 years, yeah.
Maybe 4.5 with Rebels timeline. But yeah, interesting.
Well, he might have taken the Darksaber and then kind of been involved in the bombing, so it might have been one of those concurrent stories. Which again, it's I want to know. That's why I love Star Wars. There's so many other things going on because it's a big galaxy, so there's always other stories going on. That's why Star Wars never ends.
Interesting. And then Skeleton Crew people are not around yet, right? What is that following?
Did it even have anything?
I think what timeline was that?
I think it was loosely based around the Mandalorian era as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because the pirates are the same. That's right. Interesting. Yeah, maybe they all had that tie-in also. I don't know. Ahsoka could show up.
Yeah, and now with Ahsoka bringing back Ezra is the one that escaped the planet, right? And Ahsoka stayed behind. How did it go? Or did Ezra stay behind? Or just Sabine stay behind?
Ezra came back, remember? And the other one
who got
stayed
left
there.
Behind now?
Sabine and Ahsoka.
Okay, it was Sabine and Ahsoka?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Ezra came back by himself because he snuck out on that Imperial with the stormtroopers, whatever.
Oh, so the way Mandalorian and Grogu is going to end is they have their adventure and they're sitting at a cantina and Ezra bursts in and it's like, we have to go back. You know,
Yeah. We gotta go back.
Steven would have got that lost joke,
Yeah.
but he's not here. But no, he bursts in and it's like, we have to go back. So, and then it's about saving Ahsoka. You know, the character people have been wanting to return is now sent off to a distant planet.
Makes for a cool return. Yeah, sort of tie, right? There's rumors of a big giant sort of tie-in to the movies.
Yeah.
A Marvel Universe sort of big epic stories coming together and culminating at some point.
You know, that is a clever way though of like having, okay, so you're gonna have this Mandalorian movie in this time period, right? And if he's fighting some big bad, you can't just call Ahsoka to help you because she's now missing. You know?
Yeah.
So it kind of
got to take out the powerhouses.
Yeah. So, and then Luke is doing Luke stuff. I don't know.
Well, he's probably not going to go bother Luke. Just like if he brings Grogu around, he might be like, I don't want to lose Grogu.
Take him back again. That's true. That is true. Yeah, because then he's like, I'm not going to call that guy. He's going to try to kidnap my child. Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. So he wouldn't want Jedi help. I mean, there's animosity between Mandalorians and Jedi anyway. So yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Like, yeah, interesting.
He's got an army of friends already anyway.
Very clever writing there, where they're like they took her out of the picture so that way she doesn't have to be involved.
Yeah, and that's maybe I'm getting too hyped, but that's the potential of all this because I said it about High Republic. I believe they should write a book series that culminates in a movie. So when people want the backstory, you can just read it. So, and that was teased. Obviously, nothing's in cement as much as the schedule changes in all of Disney. That all of these stories for Mandalorian and Ahsoka and Boba Fett, and I guess now Skeleton Crew, but loosely, all comes together to a movie, and that is trilogy worthy in my eyes. And then it creates people buying the product for Disney Plus. Like, imagine the movie comes out, and you have people like my mom who has Disney Plus, but knows Star Wars, and when it comes to theater, gets her attention, but she doesn't watch the series, and she's like, "Oh, okay, who's this character? Who's that cute little thing? Let me watch the series." And then it creates people learning a backstory because that's the biggest thing with Star Wars is there's so many other stories. Like when you say the Clone Wars in episode 4, New Hope, when you say the Clone Wars, it created decades of stories and fan discussion and stuff like that because there's always a background in Star Wars and it's there if people want to watch it. So bring all this stuff together into whatever the Thrawn book is that I don't like.
When they say like, "Oh, the Senate is going to be disbanded," like, okay, now we know what happened. So that's
we still don't. Like it was disbanded like half a second.
Kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, and it's like there's always other story, and that's what creates fan discussions. So if it doesn't get a story on it, whatever. But they teased it, and that's what I always wanted is something to lead into something else. Like have a backstory of books to lead to a movie, have a backstory of series lead into something bigger. And obviously there's nothing bigger than the movies. So you'd use a smaller format as a way to get in, but people who don't watch or read the other formats can still understand the movie.
Because they did that whole Rebel Rising book with Jin. So if you want to know what happened with Jin and you read that book, it gives a lot more detail about what she was doing throughout the years.
And that proved to me that they can create all new characters, make them have their own problems, and make a whole new story that people love because people loved Rogue One. And it was all new, other than the ending. Obviously, I guess they did have that final bow at the end. I have to give credit to that. But Rogue One was good before that. That was just the syrup on top because I don't like cherries. That was just the syrup on top. So having Leia and Vader there. But they can do it. It's perfectly there. And then give a backstory to it. Well, now they're building a backstory and leading into something bigger. And it's what I've always wanted. So, and to lead into hopefully, and again, I only say hopefully because I want more Star Wars into a trilogy. And again, I'd say all the time, I'm not a Thrawn fan, but I'm a Star Wars fan. So if he's the big villain, I am going to root for the movies because I want to see him get punched in the face. So it's like, just exciting. I might not be, like I said, I might not like Jar Jar, I might not like Thrawn, but the stories are good. I don't dislike any of it. It's just I like other things more. So they teased us for years now over the stupid internet backlash. Just go forward with the stories. Wrap up.
People are gonna hate on everything no matter what. So just make the movies.
They
make
really,
the stories,
they really are.
It doesn't matter anymore. Hopefully, studios are starting to see, like, it doesn't matter what we put out, everything's gonna suck according to.
Yeah.
So
let's do a remake. We hate remakes. Let's do something new. No one went and watched anything new.
I'm so tired of this era. Let's do it in this era. Like, everyone's always complaining, like, oh, we got to get out of the prequel era. We got to get it out of the original trilogy era. We got to get out of the sequel. Like, everyone's gonna have their opinion. Like, just do the story.
Yeah, you tell the story because Feige and Filoni, the ultimate ending. So lead us there. Don't take 10 years to do it, though. Like, I'm ready. Just do year after year, big event movies in May or
you're
February.
Spoiled, Ryan. We had to wait. We had to wait.
That is
because
true.
And I mean, it's not just because they're just trying to figure out what to come out with, but it does take a minute to make, everything. So, I mean...
Yeah, it does, but it felt like it's been pretty light these past 3 or 4 years. And I think Disney as a whole is suffering from that because they have all these big Marvel plans and there's backlash, so they change plans. And it's like, wait a minute, we don't know the end game. So if all these shows that they're showing in Marvel or Mandalorian, if all these are just previews and a building to a bigger story, obviously, like the building to the Kang story had to change. And
well, just look at the prequels, though. I mean, like, Jar Jar was supposed to be like the Chewbacca of the trio, and no one liked Jar Jar, and they got the backlash, so they sidelined him.
Yeah,
we would have had a completely different, prequel trilogy if he was more like embraced and people weren't making fun of him and stuff. They would have had Jar Jar like, in Attack of the Clones more, involved in the fighting, and then in Revenge of the Sith, it would have been awesome. But
yeah.
George got backlash for everything, and then he's like, okay, I guess we're just gonna have him be a senator now,
Yeah, and I just want to tell studios, don't let how people react to the beginning of the story determine the end of the story. If you know the ending and it makes sense and it connects, because we don't know how it connects. If it connects all back to the beginning, tell the story. So by the time they get to the end, people are like, oh, that's why we had all this Mandalorian stuff. That's why the Eternals were introduced in She-Hulk, or, obviously I'm a huge Marvel fan. These characters weren't just released for fun. They were telling a story to get to Secret Wars because you need to have a giant battle with 100 characters, and you have to introduce those characters. You don't bring She-Hulk on screen for the first time in a movie you built 10 years to get to. You don't do that. You introduce them. And that's what they're doing. And I hate when they back off of stories.
Well, I didn't like Eternals, but I want them to bring them back. Like, like I want to see a continuation of that story.
Because it was a beginning story. So if people don't get or understand the beginning, don't be mad and never finish it.
Like Book of Boba Fett, too. That whole series was like to establish him somewhere in the universe. They brought him back to life. Now at the end of that series, they put him on Tatooine. He's in charge. He's going to have all these kind of adventures and misadventures. And, you could do now a Boba Fett show where he's like every week, there's like a new problem he's solving and another new bad guy he's trying to protect Tatooine from and keep it from, remnants of the Empire and stuff. You could do that now. That's what he's doing now. In my brain, you could do like a whole like series, even like a game or something or a book where it's just Boba Fett being, really super cool and tough and protecting, Tatooine like a Hutt, not a bad guy essentially, but he's not, he's like an anti-hero kind of dude, But you can do that.
And we have to look at the story as a whole. So from, he grew up, he was a clone. He's a clone. He moved into bounty hunting. He became one of the most famous bounty hunters. He failed and he brought himself back up, and now he's a leader of people. And then now he could be a leader of, like I said, my hope is Mandalore. And that's such a great, huge story arc. Don't give up on it. That's all I'm telling Disney and so many other companies is if Boba Fett didn't make sense to a lot of people, it's because you're reestablishing a character that was dead. Like, he was dead.
That was in the movie for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, they gave you Chrysanthemum, which is huge for the comics. I mean, so many great characters and other bounty hunters, and just because some people had robot arms and dyed hair, they get mad about it. It's like, who cares? You got Black Chrysanthemum, man. You got all these other Hutts. You got Boba
Cad
Fett doing
Bane
cool
came
things.
out. Yeah.
Cad Bane, yes. Like, you had to establish, and I agree that, it was technically only four episodes, and then Mando came in with one like the best episode, but it re-established the character. So,
But I mean, I watched Star Wars like that anyways. If they would have been like, if that would have been on the Mandalorian show and not in Book of Boba Fett, where suddenly you're watching, Boba Fett, and then Mando shows up, and it didn't show that, I would still watch it. I'd pause Book of Boba Fett, go watch those Mandalorian episodes, and then resume watching. That's how I watch Star Wars. It's all one story for me. Like, I watch Clone Wars, I'll watch an episode, then I'll go watch Revenge of the Sith, and then I'll go back to the Ahsoka ones and go. Like, that's how I watch it, because it's all one huge story. I wish I could like piece it all together, so I could just.
And if you go from the Boba Fett you see in the movies and Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, if you go from there, then you jump ahead a bunch of years and he's a leader of Mandalore, and you're like, wait a minute, I thought this was just a cool bounty hunter. No, you have to tell the story of how he turned from a selfish person to a person who wants to be a leader and help people. And that's a fantastic story, but they have to tell the story. So this is just me wanting more Star Wars and begging people to stop listening to the haters. Like, they're the loudest. You could pick out people that have, suggestions, and it's like, oh, this would have kind of made more sense. But the giant fandoms, the YouTube hate speech, all those people, they do it to make money. They're not Star Wars fans. They do it, they hate because they make more money. So don't listen to the people who are doing it for greed and hating it. You could show them everything, okay? You didn't like, people begged for Boba Fett. Okay, here's Boba Fett. We hate it. We want to get away from the original. Here's High Republic. We don't like it because it has people dating. And it's like, just a new complaint every single time. And it's like, to hell with them. Just tell a Star Wars story and finish it.
Hey, what happened with the armor after Mando? I'm trying to remember. Was she just there, right? Doing her thing again?
Yeah, she helped train. She was training him. That was all I remember, is kind of the Boba Fett episode.
Yeah.
And then she was there on the planet of the young Mandalorians type of thing, because I thought she was, wasn't she? I haven't rewatched season 3.
Yeah, and then but she didn't go. She didn't go with the group to go. Oh, she was. She was in the ship on top. Remember, in space, shooting down when they were rescuing.
Yeah. Okay.
When they were trying to take off Moff Gideon, take him out, and then Paz Vizsla got killed, and then I think she was in the sky doing the air battle.
Yeah, I'd have to rewatch. I got no idea.
There's a lot of lead up. You got to rewatch it all.
Yeah, rewatch it all. So. That's what's great about Star Wars. It all connects to something, and it's a story that's been going on for 40 years, and it all leads to something else.
And
so
it's rewatchable. Rewatchability.
Yeah. Just don't listen to the haters. Same thing, like people hated the prequel trilogy. Now people are saying, oh, it's so fantastic, because they found something new to hate. That's all it is. That's really all it is.
I love the prequels when they came out. I was like, what, 19, 18 when they came out? Yeah, 18. I love Jar Jar.
Yeah, but
that was my first merch.
Yeah, but we're aware of all the hatred, so...
Well, there's people still mad about the special edition. So.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I don't want to see boom mics in the movie. So if you got to make a special edition to remove boom mics and guys' arms holding wampas, and you're adding more spaceships,
and you're adding Boba Fett and more Jabba the Hutt, and that's all. It's awesome.
Yeah, they added spaceships to windowless walls up in space. They added windows and ships and stuff like that. That's not bad. Sorry that you don't agree with Han did not shoot first. Sorry you don't agree with that. There's a million other things that they fixed in it. So,
Cloud City looks way better.
Yeah, like 100 times better. Just the monsters walking in the desert looked better because it was a low-budget film in 1977. So yeah, he added some aliens.
That's not when I watch videos of like I said before, like I like to watch like younger people doing reaction videos to Star Wars. They just watch whatever's on Disney Plus, so they're watching the special editions and they don't know it's an updated version. So they have zero qualms about anything. It's just people's baggage. So it's
exactly. It's just something new to latch onto to complain about. So stop listening to the people that
we
do
got
is
so much
complain.
like cool stuff like in the past. Jeez, how long has it been? 10 years since Force Awakens came out? But they brought back Tarkin in a movie.
Yeah.
Just everything they were able. They brought back Luke. They brought back Tarkin. We got to see how Boba Fett came back to life. We got a whole brand new Mandalorian character we got another Yoda species. Like, there's so much awesome stuff that we've gotten. It's a embarrassment of riches that we've got over the years. It's been
We
excited.
definitely get a lot. Then you have people like me who's complaining that there isn't something new within a year, even though there's a ton of new stuff. Books, comics, card games, board games.
Just think, less than the time it takes for a baby to be created and born, we're going to be sitting in a theater eating popcorn, watching a Star Wars movie. You know?
Yeah, 9 months and 2 minutes.
Yeah. Is it 9 months? I thought it was like 7. Right, we're in October.
To have a baby? No, I'm saying for a baby.
No,
You said less time for a baby to be.
Yeah, less time.
Created.
Because we got it's like 7 months until this movie comes out.
Yeah, May. So there's 5, 6, 7. Yep.
A little bit more.
Yep. Just gotta. Now my goal is, now that I crossed 40, my goal is, are you gonna live that long? You gotta live that long to see it. So I'm taking blood pressure medicine. I'm like, keeping me kicking, man. I got to see that Star Wars back in theaters. I'm going to be that Make-A-Wish guy.
I'm going to
at 9 years old. Be like, I got to see the finale movie.
I'm just going to refuse to die and have
40.
legs.
Yeah. That gets worse in another 20 years, my friend. It definitely becomes a thing that you do start to contemplate it a little bit. It's like, wait, there's a potential I don't get to see all of it. I don't get to see the whole story.
I got to stay healthy for my wife and kids, and for Star Wars. So
Ron has merch older than you.
83, baby. 83.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
Ron, are you gonna be disappointed if the crawl's different in the beginning?
Who knows if ever do a crawl? They gotta have a crawl, but the crawl will just say, go watch the series.
Yeah, well, they do something specific to
Mando.
I don't know. Favreau's a fan, so he, Uber fan, so yeah, he might lobby for it. Should have a crawl. With the Clone Wars animated movies, expectation and that feeling where I've come to terms with it, so to speak, that to not expect it.
That was the first theatrical thing that came out though after the movies. So that's
I think theatrical should have it. That makes Star Wars if it's going to have that Star Wars a solo story, Star Wars, the Mandalorian and Grogu. If it has that Star Wars around it, it should.
Gotta feel like that.
And you know what? Thinking about it from a pragmatic and a practical sense, whatever, I suspect it will, just to get the lay fan, the moviegoer, up to speed.
That's
right?
True.
It can't just be out of nowhere and this weird character. I mean, it can, but it would do well to have a crawl and to help sort of set the tone, set the story. Yeah, if Favreau's a fan, I think I'd put money that there is a crawl.
Like, I would have liked having a regular crawl in front of Solo, because you did need like that. I mean, they kind of did the little crawl thing, but if they would have just like did a regular,
that's what I mean. They got too cute with it. They overthought it, and it's like, oh, but this is different, and it's Star Wars, a solo story. Put the crawl in there with all that information versus the title cards. I think they overthought it to some extent. We'll see with Mando. Yeah, with Favreau being the big fan, with a lot of backstory and a lot of setting the tone necessary for Mando and Grogu to be a thing, I think I would lean heavy towards there will be one.
I mean, you can do like a long, long time ago, and then like instead of doing the thon, it does the the Mandalorian music, and does the music while the crawl's going up. The Mandalorian theme. I don't think you need to use like the actual Star Wars. Because
I don't think you do the fanfare.
No.
I would agree there that it's you're gonna want Mando to have its.
While you're reading the crawls, like
the going along, and then the crawl coming through, and the
Goranson, bring him back.
Razor Crest coming into frame.
That'd be awesome.
A la New Hope or something. Yeah, that would.
Or the N1, and then he gets shot out of the sky, and then
that'd be cool.
That's why he gets a new ship.
Movies about buying a new ship. Wheeling and dealing. Come on down to Tatooine car sale shop. Mikey
Yeah,
waiting at
it's got so right. It's got to start with action like that. It's got to be a New Hope where it's going to suck in a movie going audience into the just drop you right into some action with those two.
We saw that in the trailer too, so that could very well be the beginning of the movie.
He is fighting big robots.
Comes in. I mean, come on, he's a bounty hunter, so he either bursts through an alley and starts a hallway and starts shooting people because we love our hallway scenes, or he drops out of space and is battling people. So
yeah, no,
maybe he has to rescue Zeb because they do show Zeb fighting in the hallway. Maybe it's gonna be like pans down, and then there's like some kind of ship, and they're getting attacked, and then they show like them. And so that's why Sigourney Weaver hires them, so that way they can go rescue Zeb from whoever. And there's some kind of tie-in with Gideon.
It's got to be a space scene to open it up, not a hallway, not a man.
No, I mean it's on a ship though. Like it pans down to a ship, and then it shows ships fighting, and then it shows what's going on inside the ship. You know,
ship hallway. There we go.
Yeah, ship hallway. It looked like a ship hallway. I just assume every time it's on a ship or something when I see a hallway in Star Wars. Yeah.
Well, the super deluxe teaser trailer that we got a while back where he's like fighting in the AT-AT, that looked a little fanficky to me. That AT-AT hallway should be much bigger. You know, it should be a lot more.
Carrier, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just open.
It's just a troop carrier.
All-terrain armored transport. You look at that. I don't know. When I just remember seeing that and thinking that, it's just like, okay, whatever. Hope they beef that up a little bit because it just felt a little.
I don't remember what happened in that trailer
He's just dodging blaster bolts and taking out snowtroopers and what we are to assume is the AT-AT hallway, and then escapes out of it flying jetpack, and it blows up and falls off the cliff or whatever. And it just felt a little.
That's an opening.
The hallway aspect it just felt a little cramped, a little tight, a little not spacious enough, and fanficky to me. But hopefully, it's polished better.
Those AT-ATs are maybe only 20 feet wide. They're not super wide. They're 20, 30 feet wide.
There's different sizes. Aren't they supposed to hold ships though?
No, they're a transport, and so they're
transport troops. It'd be quicker to walk.
I think they hold all kinds of things. They have speeders.
You don't even know what it does. Like, what's the point of having 50-foot legs? You just going to drop people onto their backs?
Yeah,
You're just going to have the thing. That'd be funny if it drops supplies and it's at a conveyor belt off the back of the AT-AT.
The ones in Rogue One that were open. You know, they had open. You can see through them.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a open-sided helicopter with rail guns. So
they were different. Cargo ATACs AT-ACs or something like that. They were cargo transports. They were truly for cargo.
Yeah.
I just wanted had cargo in their designation.
I just want an AT-AT to poop out a box onto the ground. Like that's where it unloads cargo, is out the butt side.
No, they have those
Can
one
I get
ships
it on the
that,
ground like a puppy? Does it kneel down like a horse or a zebra? That's what I want to know. How does
it just walks and then it comes out? It's like a camel.
Yeah, does it lay down like a camel? Does it bend? Can it not lower its head like a giraffe? Like, you know, I want to see an AT-AT stand up. That's what I want to see. Like, so imagine you see like this base and it just goes and it stands up. That'd be sick.
More so like how are they delivered? How are they delivered to Hoth? They came out of hyperspace too sudden and alerted them to our presence. We have to land ground forces. So yeah, what is involved with getting those? How compact, like the droids, when we see that droid carrier, you know, unloading them and dropping them out, and they sort of unclick and uncompress into the droid stand-up humanoid figure that we see. Yeah, what's an AT-AT look like?
Maybe the thing from Solo where they carried, you know, the thing that they try to steal so they can carry the cart. You know,
the hauler, the AT hauler. Yeah, actually,
it
says AT hauler. I think it's called an AT hauler.
Is it called an AT hauler?
Yeah, it might be all terrain or all transport.
It's got to be a limited card on it somewhere.
Yeah.
Can't say I've ever seen anything related to it, but yeah, they're very well could.
I swear that game, I know more ship names now because of that game. So.
Well, sure. That was how we knew our knowledge back in the original, in the 77, 78. It was collecting those Topps cards. We knew, you know, Dark Lord of the Sith. We didn't get that from the movie. We knew that from the card.
That's true.
so much information was on the, some of it a little like C3PO. There was, how is it spelled? Because on the cards it's THREEPIO, just so that you'd know how to say it. But you never, that designation's not true. It's a C3. It just, yeah, I'm a huge fan of the cards for that type of thing, Ricky. That right, they help reinforce. And to bring it full circle for the Star Wars Unlimited, I find this card game to be very intriguing, and one of the things that sucked me into it because it's chock full of canon, if not all canon. There might be some Liberty cards. I think I have seen a few cards of like, where's this? But I think I've been coached up. It came from a video game or something like that. So it's not made up stuff for the card game like the previous iteration that was like all black cards and never
it's like a collector card game. This is this is collecting, trading, and using, really.
Yeah. And find that very intriguing that right, those things are there. Definitely want to see or keep lobbying for a canon what's it called, style of gameplay for card night where it's premier or it's open deck or it's whatever that it has to be a canon deck. Your deck has to make sense, and if you have something in there and somebody calls you out on it, you can't use it.
A theme deck.
Well, yeah, but the game night, the gameplay that night, you have to bring a canon theme deck. You can't use clone. You can't use bad guys with good guys or something, unless there was some tie.
Yeah, theme deck. Yeah, that would be fun.
That's why I like that hot thing. It's like you're doing the battle and bad guys and good guys.
Yeah, and as the thing grows, and because once there's a rotation or whatever, the deck I currently use has a bunch of cards that I'm not going to be allowed to use. But unless the game night or the store says it's an epic or whatever it is, that would be like you can bring anything you want. Type of gameplay. So we had the comics, and what's on what do I put on my calendar? What's the next thing?
Visions is October 29th. So, and then after that, it's books and stuff until Mandalorian and Grogu. So Visions is the next big thing. October 29th.
Visions is the next visual thing that's coming up for us to be on the lookout for. That we'll have some we should all have some roundtable to discuss in that sense. That we will have at least watch that.
Yeah.
And that's dropping all at once, right?
Yeah, just like before, and your Halloween stuff. So,
well, we'll look forward to it. Having some new Star Wars content to watch, be entertained by, and chew on with regards to how this Visions is going to tie into the previous Visions and extend or keep some things going on. So, looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. So.
And so this is how the show ends, with thunderous applause. Thank you, everybody, for listening. You can find us on the usual social media platforms. Keep it all positive and all. And it's a goodbye for everybody here today. So it's a goodbye from Ryan.
Goodbye, everybody.
It's goodbye from Ricky.
Bye-bye.
And it's goodbye from Ron.
Cheers. Stay safe, everyone.
Sushi time.
Goodbye for me, and as Chewbacca would say,
agree.
Got something in his throat?
Yep.
He was gonna say they're great. That's what I thought you were.
Tony the tiger, Tony the Wookiee.
Go switch off. I am the Senate.
Be sure to follow us online. We're at Facebook at PSW Senate. Join our Plus W Star Wars Facebook group where we all are in there interacting. You can find us on Twitter at PSW Senate. On Instagram, we're at PSW Senate Podcast. And on TikTok, we're at PSW Senate Podcast. We look forward to hearing from you.
The Force will be with you, always.
That's when a little bit. They had a little bit of reworld get into Star Wars, wasn't it? When they had Chewbacca go Tarzan in Return of the Jedi.
He killed the franchise and my childhood.
Yeah, that was a little bit. I realised that the other day. I was thinking, hang on a minute, that's sort of real world stuff there. Okay,
Tarzan is not real world stuff.
I'm still getting over some of the other real world stuff. Let's not go into battle on that now.
Okay,
Let's get on.
Okay.
So